Welcome to another episode of Women in Focus, and we are in the offices of these two very bright young women. It's a threesome that owns this company, and it is called Skin Glam Laser. And today we are interviewing Navraj and Hardeep. And their sister isn't here, Navi isn't here, but we'll talk about her. Welcome to our program, both of you. How are you doing?
Thank you. We're doing good. We're excited to be here today.
Okay, tell us, why isn't the little one here?
She actually had an emergency from her other work because we do have jobs outside of here as well.
Okay.
So she was all ready and prepared this morning until she got a call that she had to attend to her other work. So that's why she couldn't be with us today. So we're here to cover for her as well.
She'll be upset, but I'm sure she'll be watching us soon.
Well, we'll talk about her, right?
Yes.
And her contribution.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Sisters are very precious. You're three sisters. We are three sisters. And you're the oldest?
I am.
And then number two?
Yeah.
And
then she's number three.
She's
Yeah.
number
Yeah.
three. Okay, so how did you, all three of you, get involved in a business like this? There's a story behind it, right?
Well, originally it was myself and her who started. Well, our mom kind of was trying to talk us into doing this as a part-time thing. And as like any other child at that age, at 16, 17, we were like so against it. Like, what the heck are you making us do, Mom? Like, this is not what we had, made decisions for in our life. Like, we wanted to go off doing other things. I think I wanted to work in like a bank at that moment. Or like she wanted to become like a teacher.
Yes.
And so it wasn't something that we even thought of in our life. And then we gave it some time, and we were like, we talked one day and we were like, is it actually something that we would want to pursue later on? Like, why not give it a try and see how it goes? So then we went to our mom. We were like, you know what? We'll give it a shot.
Right.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I remember even when we started going to school, like, we would be crying and yelling
It
and
was the
screaming.
worst.
Like, it was
Yeah.
like, because then once we got there, it was just like all like the older people with us, and we were like one of the youngest
Yeah.
ones in high school still. So we were like, we don't even feel like we fit in. Like, we don't
So
know.
this is to learn
This is like
laser.
yeah. So basically the whole schooling part of it now.
So like skincare, and
Right.
then there was also makeup and hair.
Okay.
So we started off with hair and makeup, but then we didn't end up liking it because we're like, this is not what we're passionate about, right?
Right.
And then we switched over to skincare, and that was actually more enjoyable. We enjoyed it more.
And you understand more about
Yeah.
your skin and all
exactly.
Exactly. And we're like, if we want to do something, we'd rather do something like down the skincare line
Right.
rather than hair and makeup, because we just didn't want to do hair and makeup.
Why do you think your mom wanted you guys to do this?
She actually wanted us to become independent women later on down the road, which I'm very thankful for. And I know my sisters are as well. Because growing up, she had dreams as well, but since she was in India and because of the poverty, she couldn't accomplish those dreams or
Right.
like those goals. So she wanted us to go down the line and accomplish those dreams and goals for her. And we know that she wanted to do something like this, have her own
Right.
business one day. So now she's living that dream, watching her daughters do it.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's nice.
Yeah.
So in a family, how many of you are there?
So there's us 4 siblings. So it's us 3 sisters, and then our younger brother, and then just our mom and dad.
Okay. And were you all born here?
Yes, we were all born
All four
here.
of us were born here, yes.
And always lived in Surrey?
Always
Yes,
lived
always,
in Surrey.
since we were babies.
Yeah.
No kidding,
Yeah,
really?
always lived in Surrey. I don't think we would ever want to change it. And
No,
like,
yeah.
as crazy as Surrey is nowadays, I don't think we'd ever want to go anywhere else.
Our heart will always be
Yeah,
Surrey.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So it's different. Like, I always want to be in Burnaby.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to move out of Burnaby.
Yeah, I mean,
Comfort zone.
Our cousins that live outside of like Vancouver, they're like, how do you guys live in Surrey? Like, isn't it so dangerous? And we're like, it's not like it's dangerous. Like, if you're good, like, who's gonna come and like do anything to you, right?
Right.
Like, it's not like we're involved in bad stuff. I mean, yeah, there's times when you kind of think like, oh my God, like we do live in like a city that's kind of like, ugh, right? It doesn't have such a good reputation anymore. But we're like, it's okay, hopefully soon enough we're able to change that.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I don't think we'd ever change it and
No.
move to like Vancouver or like
never.
Abbotsford or something like that.
Abbotsford is growing like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So is Surrey for that
Oh,
matter.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you guys growing up here. So in Surrey at that time, there weren't that many Indians.
Yeah.
there were less Indians. So how was your young childhood and your teenage years?
I would say like growing up, because we went to an elementary school that had more of a mixture of like, you know,
Yeah.
like white kids and, you know, our brown community and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we did grow up like that till about grade 4 or 5. And that's when we switched over towards this side of Surrey, where it was a lot more of the Indians.
Okay.
So that was, I think it was a bit of like a culture shock, but not,
was for
I mean,
us.
it wasn't like too much because we were still
Yeah.
young at that age. But now when we think about it, we're like, wow, that was like a major change. And like people wouldn't ever believe that we grew up on like the other side of Surrey, because I think we kind of just mingled and like got along with like everyone.
Like everyone. It wasn't like
right,
there was
right
no
away.
bullying. No one would like harass us
Yeah.
or anything. So we fit right in with other
Yeah.
kids. So
Right.
it was actually nice growing up with like different communities and knowing
Right.
like different cultures.
Yes.
And then when we switched over here, it was like obviously
all the
a lot
Indians.
of Indians. So we were just like, oh, like this feels like India now.
Now,
So
and I would say now it feels weird when you're not around
Exactly.
Indians
Yeah.
a
Yes.
lot, because you're like, we're just so used to
Yeah.
being just around like our people now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting how kids grow up and adapt to
yeah.
different
Yeah.
situations and circumstances,
Yeah.
right? And growing up, mom and dad traditional or a little broad-minded.
I
or-
would say for the most part, I think they were pretty okay. I mean, it was the basic, like, you know, you can't date and you can't have like guy friends, and
Yeah.
you know, you can't be out till late, and you know, they didn't really want us going to our friends as much, and like even
Right.
the small group of friends we had, like our parents knew them,
Right.
and then they knew their parents as well, which we were kind of glad of.
Yeah.
And but later on, after high school, it was a bit more easier.
Yeah.
But then now when we look at our younger siblings, like, oh, they have it way
They
too
have
easy.
it so much more
They have
easy.
it way too easy
So
now.
easy.
But we're still glad we
Yeah.
kind of like, we were always close to our parents.
Yes.
Especially our dad. Like, he's always been like,
More of like a friend than
More
a
of a friend,
dad.
yeah.
So he's like more understanding than my mom is. Well,
Yeah.
my mom is understanding too, but we feel
she
like
has
we can
that
open up
mom little,
more.
that mom mentality,
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Like, yeah.
We can open up more to our dad because he's more open.
Right.
And more like, I would say, not modern, but more like
Easygoing a little bit.
easygoing, Yeah.
That's
so,
good.
Yeah.
So you guys had it a little easier.
A little easier.
bit,
There
like-
were certain things when we compared to our younger siblings
Yeah.
now that were like, oh, we could never do that.
No.
Like having a cell phone. Like my brother got a
Exactly.
cell phone in like grade 9 or
Yeah.
10, and we
Yeah.
didn't get it till like
Grade
grade 12
after
or
high
even
school.
after high
I got
school.
it after
She got
high
it even
school. My
after
first
high
year of
school.
university.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Talking about university, I want to take a short break because you guys have other jobs as well apart from your skincare job. So let's take a short break, come back and talk about, and both of you are married.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Holy macro, so let's just talk about that. We are talking to Hardeep and Navraj, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break. Welcome back to Women in Focus. We are talking to two young women who own a business, and Hardeep and Navraj. You've got a third sister who's also with you in the business, and we've got her space there, but she's not sitting
Yeah.
there. That's okay.
We can imagine her being
That's right. So, you finished your education. You wanted to be a teacher, but you became.
I'm actually working for the parole board, so I'm a caseworker for guys who come out on parole.
No
Day
kidding.
parole. No
I know
kidding.
people are always
Wow.
Total opposite of what I do.
And you?
I work with youth that are on probation, so I'm basically
Okay.
like a curfew monitor for them.
All right. And where is that? In,
That's located in Surrey, so I'm basically all over Surrey and Cloverdale as well.
okay. And your younger sister is a.
She works basically a preschool daycare teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's the one who took your dream job.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, basically,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I was like, you can take it.
Okay. So how much time do you give to your business if you're all three of you are working?
I'm full time here, so I'm basically here from Monday and Tuesday are the only days I'm not here, but then sometimes that changes as well depending on how busy it gets during the certain seasons. So I'm full-time here and I work casual outside.
Okay.
And then
I do morning times here from Monday to Thursday because I do my other job in the evening.
Okay.
So I'll be here for like 3-4 hours in the morning, and then Friday I'm here full day.
Right.
And I sometimes come out to help her out on the weekends as well. Otherwise, I take the weekends off, and then the younger one, Navi, will take over on the weekends if she does need help, extra help with it.
So then either one of you would help.
Exactly.
So the main work then is makeup or laser.
laser
Laser.
hair removal.
Laser,
Yeah.
and then we also do facials.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now laser
Yes.
came out. The very first time we talked about it was in 2000.
It's been around
Right?
for a while.
It's been,
Yeah.
but it has also changed quite a bit. There has been laser that uses water, there's laser that
Yeah.
uses air.
Yeah.
So what kind of laser, when did you come into the business? Was it already expanded? That's when you came in?
It was actually not.
Not
no.
really. I think it was a lot more popular amongst like the older generation, like the moms and
Yeah.
that kind. But then I would say just over the last about 3-4 years is probably when it became really big amongst like the younger generation.
Like our generation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So now when you talk about the younger generation, your generation, so young women and men as well?
Men as well.
Men are
It's
now
very
we've
popular
got
now.
we've got quite a few men that come. I know when we first started off, it was kind of like they never wanted to expose the fact that they got laser done. Like if there were questions, they were like, "Oh, it's just
Yeah.
naturally like that." But now it's like they
Seriously.
openly actually talk about getting laser done.
Yeah.
Like we'll have some guys that come in, they'll recommend their friends and stuff. So we
Right.
have quite a few of the men that come now
And we
for
actually
laser.
have one client of ours. He actually referred his mom and sister to us. So he actually was a guinea pig, I would say.
Yeah.
Came out to test it out, and he loved it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about laser. So does laser, as they advertise, does it eliminate total hair, or the hair keeps coming back?
There is no laser that's, I would say, is like permanent.
Okay.
It does reduce hair definitely, and
Right.
and some areas it may even stop growing. So I mean, on us, that's basically what we've seen. I would say
Right.
like 75 to 80% of my hair is
Yeah.
like gone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is like awesome being an Indian woman.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was like something that took some time,
Yeah.
and definitely now it's like just maintaining it every few months, which I don't mind. I'm like compared to how it was when I first started. So
Yeah.
So Indian women have a lot of hair.
that's what we
Well,
noticed, I think.
that's what we noticed. Well, growing up, I had a lot of hair, and
Right.
that was one thing my mom was always telling me not to remove. She was like, "No, you have to have
That
hair.
whole
You
thing,
have
like,
to have hair."
it's good luck
So,
to have
yeah, it's
the
good luck
hair.
to have hair. Apparently, you get more money if you have hair, according to my mom. But yeah, it was. I guess Indian women do have a lot of hair.
And
now.
Indian men too.
Oh, yeah.
yes, a
Yeah.
lot of hair.
So what do they do? Do they get their beards done, their eyebrows done? Because
Yeah.
I've seen some guys who
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got their beards, their eyebrows,
Eyebrows,
their
chest.
chests, backs.
chest.
Yeah,
Yes.
And back.
some like to get, because some guys really are into like the whole sleeve tattoo or like the full leg tattoos. So then they'll need to come in advance before their actual before their tattoo appointment, and then they'll need to get rid of like not, if not all, but majority of their growth, because then it's like if we do the laser after they've gotten the tattoo done, then it'll totally remove the tattoo off their body.
Oh, so you have to do the laser before.
Yeah.
For the tattoo session, yes.
So then, okay, so I'm gonna digress and
Yeah.
ask you another silly question.
Yeah.
So they get the laser done.
Yeah.
And then they get the tattoos done.
Yes.
Wouldn't the hair grow again?
It does, but it's very fine at that point. So
Oh,
under
okay.
the tattoo, you can barely see the hair.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in that point, it doesn't bother them because they're like, we've gotten rid of majority of the hair now.
Wow. So back and front, they get everything done.
Fully lasered,
Fully
yeah.
lasered,
We've got, yeah.
What about, are there any disadvantages or side effects of laser?
Not really. I mean, the one that we have is non-invasive, meaning that it doesn't penetrate deep into your actual skin.
Right.
It goes up till the point of your root.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing that we would recommend is to put on a lot of sunscreen,
Right.
and not to go directly like sun tanning right after their session, or like directly go on vacation and not apply sunscreen, because then you will get pigmentation. Other
Oh,
than
yeah.
that,
like the
Okay.
discoloration. And with us Indians, because of like the skin tone,
Yeah.
we're more prone to getting that if we're
Exactly.
not taking care of our skin.
So you're talking about when some women, some South Asian women, when they get pregnant,
Yeah.
they get discoloration
Yeah.
on the cheeks called chaya.
Yes. So what we've noticed is with
Right.
our laser, it actually lightens up those dark spots.
Okay.
Our mom actually had a lot.
Right.
She's given birth to 4 kids, and after that, her skin was actually really bad.
Right.
So we noticed that her shyness started to like disappear, but the pigmentation you do get is like white spots. So you won't get like the dark color. It's
Right.
more like a white spot that you'll get that won't be treated.
No.
Yes.
So some people might get that.
Yes.
But not
if you
everybody.
don't follow the rules.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would like to talk a little bit about growing up, and I mean, both of you are married. So if parents were that strict, how did you meet these guys? So let's take a short break and
I
come
think
back.
she had it harder. So
She
you want to start
did.
off with your whole
Yeah, we'll
situation?
start with you, okay. So let's take a short break and come back and start with you. We are talking to Hardeep and Navraj. Both of them are women in focus today. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to Women in Focus. Navraj Gosil and Hardeep Dule are our Women in Focus today, and Navi Gosil.
Yeah.
She
still-
is
yeah.
the little one, eh?
Yes.
Okay. She's also married?
No, she's not yet.
Okay.
She's only 21, so she's taking her time.
All right.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Enjoying your single life.
Yeah.
So, talking about single life, how did you become double life?
So I met my husband actually in high school. We went to high school together, and we were pretty close, like best friends. And we didn't think that after high school we would start actually missing each other and not seeing each other every day. So we decided to take a shot and date, and here we are.
So, did you tell mom and dad about that?
I did, but it was like 3 years later.
Oh, wow, really?
So
So, you kept it quiet for
Yes,
3 years?
yes.
And you guys knew?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we of course did.
but
How did you hide it from mom and
It
dad?
was hard,
It was
right? Yeah,
hard.
it was hard.
It was very difficult, but I needed to know that he'd be the one because I didn't want to bring him up to my parents. And since I was the oldest, my parents would be like, "Oh,
I think
if
they
you found
expected a
a
little
guy,
bit more.
now you're gonna have to stick with this guy."
Yeah.
So I wanted to be 100% sure, and
Ah.
yeah,
And you were 100%
I
sure.
was, yes.
And so, you got married, big wedding?
it was a big wedding. Yes.
Yeah? How many
Yeah.
people came?
To the reception, I know there were over 1,000 people.
Holy mackerel.
Because he has a lot of people on his side, but
Right.
to the wedding, maybe around like 700, 800 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was done in the Gurdwara and all that?
Yes. Yeah, traditional wedding.
Traditional wedding. And then, so you made place for her, space for her to get married then?
Yes. And actually, she got married to my husband's best friend.
Yeah.
So he was the one
Yeah.
who arranged them.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
they
you?
were-
That's
yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
So, how long had you known him?
Since 2012 now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Wow.
So yeah, I was single, I wasn't looking at all. And there was no pressure from my parents either or anything of that. We got lucky in that sense
Yeah.
where there was never any pressure.
Right.
I think our dad did give us like the go ahead after high school, but he basically was like, the typical like, you can't be going guy to guy. Like,
Yeah.
you need to know if you're with
Yeah.
someone that they're good, and then you're going to stay with them.
Right.
So even when I was approached by my brother-in-law, her husband,
Yeah.
that, I have someone for you that I want you to meet. I was kind of like, oh, like, am I ready for it, right? But then, he said all these good things about him and kind of like hyped him up. And so I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll meet him.
Yeah.
I think the first time we met, like, I didn't even acknowledge him.
Right.
And he brings it up till this day, and he's like, "You were so mean. You didn't even say hi to me." But I think I was just in my own world that day. But then a few weeks later was when we actually went out as a group for her husband's birthday, and that's when we actually got to mingle and talk to each other, and it was just so natural.
So, what was it about him that you liked?
I don't know. I think he was just so different from
Yeah.
like
His personality.
his personality.
For her, yeah.
Like he was a lot more. He was just really mature for like his age at that time
Right.
compared to like most of the other guys that we knew.
Yeah.
And I knew my brother-in-law wouldn't bring someone that he
Yeah.
knew wouldn't be good for me. So
That's right.
that's kind of what pushed me more to kind of get to know him. So then I think we talked for about 2-3 months before we decided like, okay, let's kind of like take it to the next step and make it official.
Right.
And then I don't think I told my parents. Well, she did the honors of
I was
telling
the
my
one who
parents.
told you.
I think it was about two and a half years later as well.
Yeah.
Right. So
But
you did it for that long.
For that long.
Yeah.
How would you do it for your children?
Oh, I'll be like the coolest mom.
Oh yeah. As long as I know what they're doing,
Yeah.
where they are,
I think I would
I'll
be yeah.
fine.
I would definitely want them to be more
Yeah,
open
open.
with us compared to how how we were with our
Exactly.
parents.
Yeah.
So I would definitely be like one of the cool moms, and like, you let them know that I'm not like I am your mom, but I can be your friend as well, and that you can openly talk to me about stuff. So
I want to know that when you become a mom. And then you have a 13-year-old coming up to you. I want to, at that point, you're going to say, I now understand how my mother used to
Our
feel
mom
about
says the same thing till this day.
I think with our younger siblings, because they're much younger than us, and I feel with them like we kind of treat them like our own kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so certain things, sometimes some stuff that they do, and they'll be like, oh my god, we can't tell mom, guys. And then they'll come to us, and so we'll feel that, oh my god, like no, like you can't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing this. Then I think we kind of realize it, like, okay, I'm kind of seeing how I'll be like a mom. But then I'm like, I'm like, at least, with our younger siblings, they know they can come to us for anything,
Right.
and that we won't, like, it's not like yelling at them or
Yeah.
like fighting with them or telling them off about it. We kind of, I think we've like sat them down and like
Yeah.
openly talked about
Things.
whatever we had to with them.
Yeah.
That's nice. Would you be, how old is your brother now?
He's 18. He just turned 18.
And is
December-
he
in December.
dating?
He
No,
is
he's
not now. No.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, we know that.
He's very open about
We've
that.
been lucky where we've had, like, he's been close to us, even though he's like our only brother.
Yeah.
But he always says he wishes he had a brother. But I know at the end of the day, he loves the fact that he has 3 older sisters. So
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's lovely. I think this has been a beautiful interview, talking to both of you. You're such nice sisters. And I wish you all the best in your business. We didn't talk much about the business. Are you taking it, do you want to take it bigger? Do you want to open more branches? What do you want to do? So this interview was done about a year and a half ago. Today I decided to find out what the Gosal sisters have been up to. So I called them and I found out that Gosal sisters joined together and expanded their business as they wanted to do so. All 3 sisters have made their business bigger. All of them are working together. And not only that, they have hired their very first employee. And also, they have brought in a brand new laser machine. So now they have 2 laser machines, an extra employee, and they are really busy in their business. Navraj and Hardeep have been our Women in Focus today. Don't go away. We'll be right back.